TPE 2024. Bouncing around a little bit, ran into an interesting group of gentlemen at Cigar Bros. I will always go Cigar Brothers, but Cigar Bros Humidors. It's a personal humidor that has been around for a little while. This is the good brother Ramon. How you doing, my friend?
Great, good to see you. How are you?
Good. So we had a chat a little bit yesterday. I'm going to come around here so you don't get too much backlit. And very interesting article of kit, you might say, in our world. To help preserve your cigars. Actually, you can age them. A whole bunch of things you could do with this particular item. So if you would, tell me a little bit about what gave you the inspiration for this and when it was introduced and if there was any challenges involved in developing it.
Right, so my name is Ramon. I'm the founder of this, Cigar Brothers. So our original business is a solution for retailers that want to get into the cigar business but don't want to deal with some of the hurdles. Number one is to get the right number of variety of selection for the customer without dedicating or losing too much space in your retail store. So in a 2-foot wide humidor, you're getting equivalent selection of a 12-foot wide humidor or a small walk-in. So 72 SKUs in our single door. Second part of the hurdle in dealing with cigars is freshness. It's very difficult to take care of cigars on a consistent basis, to keep them fresh, maintaining the flavor notes and the performance that's intended by the manufacturer. So your traditional humidor is very difficult to maintain the right humidity, right temperature consistently. And so our unit takes care of that. And presentation for a retailer, a lot of guys in high-end liquor stores, in hotels and casinos and high-end smoke shops, that they're not necessarily cigar aficionados themselves. Well, the unit takes care of that because we display the information that an end consumer could want. So for example, if they're novice and they want to probably start with a mild cigar for their first time, so they'll base their decision on the strength, maybe on the brand, maybe on the flavor notes or the rating of the cigar. So really easy to get intimate, to start your relationship with the cigar. You choose yourself. And so for the retailer, we take care of that. The unit itself locks, self-contained, so fully climate controlled. So you're getting a fresh cigar from manufacturer to the end consumer. We supply the cigar sign, so it doesn't matter where you place this thing, your customers are going to find the stick that they want, and of course fair prices. So we make sure we partner with the best brands to make sure that the end customer is getting a good, fair price. The cigars are tubed, so they can be on the road, on the way somewhere, and so they don't have to worry about it damaging on the way. All the cigars are tubed. So we're currently in about 1,000 locations. We have 1,000 retail partners, and we're growing. And so in this growth, during the growth period, we've learned a lot of our end customers wanted to take cigars home. And so a lot of those guys are novice and they don't necessarily have a humidor. And if they did, or if they did buy a traditional wooden box humidor, we know it comes with their own inherent problems as well, which is you gotta season the humidor, you gotta make sure that you're either using a tray or a Boveda pack, you have to have enough, and they dry out pretty fast. And so to get past that hurdle, we made it super easy for that guy to take cigars home.
Before we jump over there, Ramon, just very quickly, what is, do you mind giving, on your SKU for the humidor, for the retailer humidor, sure. Do you, you know, if say you have a large chain that would purchase 50 of these versus a small mom and pop place that might buy one, do you have different SKUs, or do you mind mentioning what your current wholesale is on this?
So we have one price national. The only price differences are different tax price rates in each different state. Right. But anyone who's partnered with Cigar Brothers, regardless of size of retailer, is getting the most competitive as we can get. And as we grow and as we scale, our whole goal is to get the best cigars at the best prices, making sure we're getting them the right selection and they're fresh. And so we do have chains. larger chains that have about 50, 60 locations. We also have smaller guys with one independent store, and they're all getting the same.
It's all the same.
Yeah, and like I said, as we grow, our goal is to be as competitive as we can, so that their customer is buying their sticks, their favorite sticks, at the right price.
Right. And so that store, that storefront, whatever it is. Well, let me back up. Are you also assisting that, especially a small player? Are you assisting them with resupplying? Do you?
Of course.
Okay, that's what I want to know too. So you're the one-stop shop for, say, that small guy, or maybe it's a winery that wants to be able to provide cigars to their visitors. You would be able to provide that, and I'm just using that as an example, or maybe a microbrewery. You can provide that to those customer bases. That's a retailer that you're helping with, correct?
Exactly right.
And so if you don't mind, what is the current January? Well, we're in February now, February 2024. What is your current price for that? I'm a small shop. I've got a microbrewery. Maybe I've got a winery property that I'm doing up in the Northern California area. What am I going to pay to get the baseline? Now, that's not going to include the cigar supply, but in general, give me a ballpark figure.
I'll explain the program.
Okay.
So we are a whole solution.
Like I said, one-stop shop.
One-stop shop. So you team up with Cigar Brothers. We'll provide you the humidor at no cost.
Okay.
So the unit will get shipped to your location at no cost. The sign will be shipped at no cost. We maintain ownership of the humidor because we want you part of the program. So as long as you're part of the program, and the two simple rules. Rule 1 is don't allow for empty slots, don't allow for empty teeth. And rule 2 is just monitor the
I like that line, brother. No empty teeth.
Yeah,
that's a perfect one. Yeah, no empty teeth.
So the goal is provide the best selection at fresh cigars at the right price.
Perfect.
So we provide the humidor, no cost. You buy the selection of cigars. We teamed up with the biggest and the best. You're gonna get your Cohibas, your Olivas, your My Fathers, your Romeos, your Monte Cristos, your Macanudos, your Gurkhas, your Rockies, your Acids. You're getting all the best-selling SKUs, and we have more to choose from based on your customer request. You buy the fully loaded selection. So if you're in California, that's around $5,000. You're not paying for the humidor. You're just paying for the fully loaded selection.
To stock the humidor.
To stock the humidor.
It's almost like a lease program in a weird way. I'm using kind of a different terminology, but it's almost like they're leasing without cost.
Correct.
The device, or the house, if you will. This is a property in a way, right? Because you're still maintaining it as far as ownership, and then they are stocking this so that they can resell these individual cigars.
Correct.
And to kind of to recap, you probably give them a suggested stock, and then if they find that certain things are selling better than others, then they might be able to adjust that. Is that correct?
Absolutely.
Perfect. Okay.
So you can start with this selection. We can based on if you have existing customers that are really fans of a particular cigar, but we know what the top sellers are.
Right.
Now, when you're ready to restock, we sell everything in a 3-pack, and so you're not buying boxes of cigars. Our row holds 9.
That was going to be. I'm glad you're doing this, because this was going to be my follow-up.
So we send them 3 3-packs, and when it's time to restock, don't worry about what the brand is. You're looking at what the item number is. So for example, these Macanudos is a simple item number 15, 16, or 17.
Right.
When you're ready to restock, you take your QR code. That'll take you straight to our portal. It'll pre-fill your store information, and you just simply go down to number 15, which is a Macanudo Crystal Cafe, and you say, do you want 3, 6, or 9?
Yeah.
So this guy wants 6 of these, he wants 3 of these, but he has a customer on the Inspirado, and he completely sold out. He may want 9, or he may want double. And all you do is submit, we pack it, we ship it directly to your store, just what you need, no back stock, keep them fresh. That's it. Your job is
going to be the other question is, where would they stock their own internal warehouse? They don't need to do that, because by the time they start realizing that they're getting close to that empty tooth, they'll be able to restock at least minimum of 3, or if they decide, look, this sold much faster than I thought, they could go ahead and restock the entire row, if you will. Okay, perfect, beautiful, that's great. So let's go ahead and bump over to this other, and that's a great format and great plan, brother. I think it's very, very good.
Yeah.
It's fair. In other words, you're not trying to get somebody to stock up on something that may not sell for months and months. And shipping is going to be, they would probably have those sticks within, depending on where they are, within 2 to 3 days, correct?
Correct.
Yeah, okay, very good.
And they're in tubes, so they ship fresh.
Exactly, yeah. Unless it's a rollover on the highway and shipping or a plane crash, they're probably going to have those in a fresh condition because they're all tube, either aluminum or glass.
The name of the game is freshness.
Yeah.
You want that perfect experience every time, and that's what we strive to do.
Yeah. So very good.
And then if you want to take that home now, that's like I said, there's inherent issues that comes with storing cigars at home.
Yeah.
I don't care who you are. I don't care how long you've been smoking cigars. It's not easy to keep cigars fresh at home, to age them properly. So we just simplified it. And we chose to do, the magic is in the material. So we use expanded polypropylene, EPP. There's no plastics, there's no glues, no other material. It's full. We use Boveda, we partner with Boveda. So you open one pouch of Boveda, you open the plastic, you stick it in here. Comes with a divider if you want to split your cigar. Put your cigars in here, and that's it. No seasoning. Stays fresh. We've tested it. We had actually Boveda tested it, and they said it goes, depending on the circumstance, anywhere from 12 to 15 months with one pack of Boveda. So it's unlike any other humidor, and it's super light, and it's super strong. So it's not styrofoam.
Right.
The product takes a beating. The product you can ship with this, you can travel with this, and as a matter of fact, you can go on a fishing trip, it'll float. We did a float test, we did a 10-second dunk test, and your cigars are protected. No other humidor in the world can do that.
Not that this is U.S. Coast Guard rated or anything, but you could use it as your own life preserver too, right?
God forbid.
Probably. God forbid.
I would probably not only save your cigars, but
that's what I was just going to say. Saving your cigars and yourself. Hey, exactly. I brought 2, so I got 1 under each arm. We'll have to issue it with a strap for the guys that are boaters, right?
Yes.
A strap with glow in the dark, whatever. I don't know. In any event, so what does this retail at?
$49.99.
Okay.
So we ship directly to your house. If you just go to right now you go to Amazon and you just type in Cigar Bros, and you'll find it right there for $49.99. Shipped directly to your house. Prime 2-day, 1-day, whatever.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, and they've got a fantastic shipping situation too.
Yes.
So and I'm going to round it up, for 50 bones, you've got a humidor that you can travel with. You've got a humidor that you can store on the RV. The other thing is, does this have an insulative quality that helps to maintain temperature too?
Absolutely.
Okay.
It's one of its best features is that it's capability for insulation. So you get the steady humidity, with the Boveda, and you get the steady temperature because of its properties or how well it insulates.
Yeah.
So the unit is an all-in-one. The magic is in the material that we use.
That's interesting. Have you done any testing on the temperature retention by any chance?
Yeah.
So I don't know. Can you give me a number like at a particular, either Fahrenheit or Celsius? And I'm thinking, like store. Not that you would do this. No cigar guy would do this unless there was an emergency. Putting it in a hot trunk in a very hostile environment, say Nevada, and not necessarily the summertime, but at least maybe spring. How long would it typically retain a range of proper temperature for about how long? And again, if you have some numbers on that.
So if you don't want to store cigars in a trunk for too long,
right?
Because it'll hold the temperature.
Well, it's not indefinite, is what I'm getting.
If you're at home,
and
it's 70 degrees or 75 degrees, right? And you're gonna go on a road trip, and you're crossing through Nevada, and you're gonna get to over 100 degrees.
Yeah.
If you open it, that temperature has stayed, but now as soon as you open it, and if it's around 100 degrees now,
Right.
that temperature inside will change.
Right.
Right?
Oh, clearly,
So it's not-
yeah. But
right.
what I'm getting at is, you know, say you got a guy who travels, or for whatever purpose, it's in that super high temperature, or maybe even super low temperature for a period of time where it's kind of in that environment.
Yes.
But then, you know, you've taken your humidor, you've loaded it up in the house.
Yep.
So you're in a, you know, say we'll say 70 degree, just to use a number. Your house is at 70 degrees, you load it up, it's at 70 degrees inside the humidor when you clasp the lid. Walk out to your vehicle, you toss it in the trunk or toss it in the vehicle, whatever. Maybe make some stops if it's in the cab with you. So you've got your temperature control inside the cab of the vehicle. Yep. But then you know, you maybe make some stops, whatever. Get stuck on the road, whatever, and you know, you take the water instead of the cigars to hike out. But then you come back. So I'm just curious about how long it would maintain.